Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Xyzal is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Xyzal keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all, take Xyzal. At night.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm the Executive Director of the National Street Food Vendors Association, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education, advocacy, and uplifting all food vendors. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about something you guys know I hate, and that's minimums. And I'm going to explain why those minimums kill partnerships. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys I'm going to be in Edison, New Jersey this year on December 2nd and 3rd. This year, of course, is 2025. I'm going to be a part of the Food Truck Owners Expo where I'll be giving 2 classes. After the educational component is over, I'll be out on the main expo floor where you guys can join me in my National Street Food Vendors Association booth. You can talk to me, you can take some pictures with me, you can ask questions, you can share your success. You can ask me, hey, how do we get started? Or you can talk to any of my other team members there with the National Street Food Vendors Association. So again, if you'd like to attend in Edison, New Jersey on December 2nd and 3rd, go to FTOexpo.com, place the order for the tickets today. When you do, put in the code FTTG15 for a 15% discount. So let's talk about why minimums kill partnerships. So what is a partnership? A partnership means that party A and party B both get something out of the relationship. Pretty simple. But there's a whole bunch of food truck owners out there that will say, I don't roll my truck unless I get a guaranteed $1,500. I have a minimum $800 or I don't go. Okay, stay home. We don't care. That's what I would say. And that's what most smart business owners would say. A partnership means that I get something and you get something. But too many food truck owners, and I've talked about this before, think that going somewhere, like for instance, a brewery, means I should tell the brewery, I need a minimum. I ain't going unless I get a minimum. There are instances where minimums make sense. Where a minimum makes sense is when you are cut off from the public. Or that's when a minimum makes sense. You being cut off from your fan base. And the only people that you're going to serve is going to be within the boundaries of wherever you're at. Could be Amazon's huge parking lot and you're only feeding Amazon employees and they don't want the general public coming into that parking lot. Could be any other type of corporate event where you are locked away from your normal followers. So yes, then ask for all the minimums that you can possibly get, because that puts a little bit of skin in the game for them. You are something they are giving to either their employees or to their customers. So at that point, you deserve a minimum. But if you have unfettered access to your own followers, like when you set up at a brewery, no minimum applies. That's a partnership. The brewery is hoping that you bring in people they don't already have following them, and you're hoping that some of the brewery customers are coming out, and these are people you don't already have as followers, and the two of y'all commingle your followers so that each other gets a higher sales opportunity. That's what a partnership is. Both parties get something out of the transaction. But when you holler minimum, that's a one-sided conversation. You have no incentive to market because you're guaranteed sales. I get $1,500 to move my food truck. So why should you market at all? You're going to get $1,500. But you can't just say, I want $1,500 or I ain't coming. If you have the opportunity to market to your own fan base and you tell me again, and I've said this many times on the podcast, if I'm a business owner and you say, I got a minimum, I'll say, well, I have rent. Which one do you want to pay? See, you need the dirt that I own. So I'm going to rent it to you. And my rent is exactly whatever your minimum is. Does that sound fair to you? Now think about that. You need something that you don't have, and that's dirt to park on. Now I've said this many times. Food truck owners go, yeah, we're the attraction. No, you're not. If you were, you could park anywhere. You wouldn't need to sit in front of a brewery. You wouldn't need to sit in that HOA. You wouldn't need to sit in an apartment complex. You wouldn't need to sit at the hardware store. You could sit on the most desolate, vacant road, and because you're a food truck and open the window, people automatically come to you. That's what you're saying. People come to me because I'm a food truck. I'm the attraction. Well, dude, if you're the attraction, why do you need to go anywhere? Find some free, vacant lot that you can sit on that no one's going to charge you rent, and you open up. Oh, but I can't do that. Why not? Well, there might not be people. You're right, there might not. So what you're saying is, the opportunity to set up at the brewery, the opportunity to set up anywhere for free, and you're going to say, I want a minimum, I would say stay home. How much money are you going to make sitting in your driveway? So let me share this little story. A friend of mine, he lives in Tennessee. His name is Steve. He owns a brewery. He just actually started owning a brewery. So he calls me up and he's telling me how awesome his brewery is. He's got handcrafted beers. He's got board games. He's got cornhole. He's got all kind of stuff going on outside. He's got a big pergola for people to sit outside and enjoy the weather. He's got stuff on the inside. He's got trivia. He's just got everything going on. Spent a whole bunch of money, but he doesn't have a kitchen. He didn't want to deal with that, and I don't blame him. He says, I want to have food trucks. So we'll just get you a rotation. So he's sharing a story with me where one of the food trucks said, I want you to guarantee $800 in sales if I'm going to pull up to your brewery. And then Steve said, I was taken aback. I'd never even thought someone would want me to offer them a minimum. He said, now, I kicked into my financial education. He goes, you want me to pay you for the privilege of feeding my guests? My friend Steve went on to say, well, if you need a guarantee, then I need one too. I need you to guarantee that every single guest that buys from you is going to come inside my brewery and buy a beer from me. And they're going to tip my bartender 20%. Will you make up the difference if they don't? The food truck owner never had anybody counter his offer. And see, that's what it is when you're creating a partnership. There's give and take on both sides. So if you need a minimum and you're going to sit on my property for free, well, then I need a minimum out of you. If you sell 200 burgers, then I need to sell 200 beers. Is that fair? If you're making 20% tips on your sales, then you need to make sure my staff is also making 20%. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, no problem. I'm not going to let you set up. You have a great day. And Steve told him, don't come back. It's real simple. If you have access to your own followers, no minimums required. Think about it from the point of view of the brewery owner or the Lowe's owner or any place else you're going to set up. They're giving you, in most cases, free parking. Now, if you truly are an attraction, doesn't matter where you set up. Just set up somewhere, flip up the window, and you've got a line of people, right? If that's true, then why are you telling somebody, I need a minimum? As soon as those words come out of your mouth, you're admitting, I have no following to speak of that will support my business. Now, from the perspective of that brewery owner, why would I want a food truck that doesn't have a following? Maybe there's a reason why they don't have a following. Food sucks. Service sucks. So if their food sucks or their service sucks, why do I want them sitting on my property? Because that, in effect, is an endorsement by me, the brewery owner, that's saying, hey, this is an awesome food truck. My clients, I would love if you all go out there and try this food truck. I think they're awesome because I'm letting them sit on my property. Rethink your business strategy when you say, I need a minimum $1,500 or I don't pull out of the driveway. Well, stay in the driveway. Open up in your driveway. See how much money you're going to make. Oh, my driveway, but I can't make money in my residential area. Well, if you can't make money in your residential area, what makes you think you can go to another residential area and make money? So you're admitting that your food truck's really not the attraction you claim it to be. Really just bothers me that food truck owners don't understand their own business. They don't understand partnerships. They don't understand getting out there and hustling for your own business. Again, you need something the brewery has, Lowe's has, and that's a place to park. And if they're giving it to you for free, how dare you say, I need a minimum. Okay, the minimum's the exact same amount I'm going to charge you to sit on my property, goofy. Is that going to make you profitable now? Some food truck owners just don't get it. Again, the only acceptable time to require a minimum is when you have no access to your own fan base. So you go out to that refinery that's out in the middle of nowhere. They got 1,500 employees and they want you to come feed them. Yeah, ask them for a minimum. I need to sell a certain number of plates. That's not a problem. But if you're setting up the local brewery and saying, hey, dude, I need a minimum, I would tell you no. And I will coach brewery owners to tell food truck owners no. I'm all about uplifting the industry. And the way you uplift the industry is understanding how partnerships work. You can't expect someone else to guarantee your success. I need a minimum. Okay, why do you need a minimum? Why can't you bring your own guests? You should be able to put on your social media, hey, I'm going to be at this brewery, come see me, and you be busy enough to sustain your food truck. And then any extra that you get that come out of the brewery is icing on the cake. If it doesn't work that way and you don't operate that way, then there's a problem. Why don't your followers go where you are? Why aren't you attracting those people that are in the brewery to come out to your food truck? What's the issue? Melissa and I went to a brewery here about 2 months ago. They have a different food truck pretty much every day of the week. So we really enjoy going there. We don't go to the brewery to drink because I don't drink. And the type of stuff that Melissa drinks, they don't offer in the brewery. So we just go to the food truck and eat. That's it. Never, ever set foot in the brewery. Still have no idea what they look like on the inside. Pretty popular place. A lot of our friends invite us there all the time. I don't drink, so no reason for me to go there. But I will patronize the food truck that's there. So we had a food truck that Melissa loves, absolutely loves. They don't come to our area very much because they're about 35, 40 miles away. And the area that they're from is super busy. It's right on the beach. They're going to be super busy all the time. So for whatever reason, they come up here on a Thursday night and we're serving. So Melissa's super excited. We got to go there. We got to go there. Okay, fine. We'll go. So we go. And they are busy because, again, they're a well-known, very popular food truck. And they're moving relatively fast as far as taking orders. And they've got about 5 guys on this food truck. One of them's the owner. Right beside the owner is another longtime employee. And they're both kind of manning the window. And there's a couple other people in the back that are doing all the cooking. So we step up there. Melissa knows what she wants. And I'm not real sure what I want. But it's taco truck, how hard can it be? So we order the stuff that we want. And the owner acted like he did not want to be there. So here you have one of the more popular food trucks in our area. And for whatever reason, the owner did not want to be there. And he let everybody know it, not through saying, hey, I don't want to be here, but through his actions. What can I get you? Not, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you. And remember, they were relatively busy. So every person was getting greeted as if it was Oscar the Grouch. What do you want? What can I get you? Okay, total list. Didn't bother to suggest a sell. Hated when people asked him questions because you could hear it in his voice. He did not want to answer. He was not proud of what he was doing in the least. And he's a chef. So when people are asking about the food, you'd think at least at that point he would light up and talk about his food. But no, couldn't be bothered with that. So he gave us the total. We paid it. And then about 10, 12 minutes later, which is a hair slow, I thought, but it was all right. Got our food. We go to the truck to eat the food, and it was overcooked, god-awful food. Now, we had spent premium bucks for this food again. Shared a story about a name brand that we spent premium money on that sucked. Well, this was a local food truck, very popular, that sucked. And Melissa was so disappointed because she's gone there many times and gotten good food. Usually when she gets it, I'm eating somewhere else. And she always gives me a bite or two, and she's always right. The food's really good. But this particular instance, we spent around $60 for food that should have cost really $30 at the most. Remember, I understand food costs. Apparently this guy doesn't. He's using beach prices in the middle of the state of Florida. Not real bright either, but hey. So we both looked at our food, tried each other's food, and said, this is awful. I mean, it was burnt. It was everything that could be wrong with it was wrong with it. And we're both like, why did he let this stuff go out? Whatever gone on in that truck, his attitude bled over into his staff. He didn't care waiting on people. They didn't care what they served. And it showed in the food. It was awful. So $60 worth of food truck food ended up in the trash. We didn't even bother eating it. It was that bad. The name food truck I talked about a couple of weeks ago, at least we ate the food, or I ate the food. It was abused, but it was edible. The food that we got from this particular food truck was abused and inedible. And this is a popular food truck. Very, very sad. And they sat in front of that brewery. Now, if they'd asked for a minimum, I would imagine that most people tried that food, would have been so disappointed, and it now becomes part of the brewery's reputation. Well, they brought this stupid food truck up there. The food was awful. I ain't going back to that brewery. They ain't got no sense. Some food truck owners don't get it. When you're fronting a business, that business is dependent upon you being really, really good at what you do. Because whatever your reputation is, bleeds over into their reputation because they let you be there. Now, if I let you be there a second time, I'm going to lose sales. I'm going to lose loyalty because I'm saying this is worthy of you. I've invited them back. Don't think that you deserve a minimum. If you have access to your clientele, to your guests, and they can come to wherever you're at, you don't deserve a minimum. And if you think you need one, you might want to work on your marketing. You might want to work on your operations so that people are excited that you exist and come wherever you're at. People will follow you if they're loyal, raving fans of your business. If they're not, work on creating them. But if you give yourself that crutch of, I need a minimum, you ain't working for nothing. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding everything helpful that we do, please consider subscribing. If you love what we do, show some support. There's a link in the description to make that happen. Until next time, you guys have a profitable day.